Welcome to Joy Connection, a time where we connect in conversation to connect you with joy. We'll be right back.
It is my strength. I choose joy within a win. I choose joy.
I am so excited today to have Dale Boreland and Cheryle Dueck come in conversation with us. Now, they are who you will find behind the GMI HUB, Gospel Music Industry Hub. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having us. It's awesome being here.
I love this.
Now, I'm excited. As you can tell, I'm excited because I love music and I love gospel music. My question, though, before we even get started, is how did the two of you get started and working together or ministering together?
I followed her home one day and she said to her husband, "Can we keep him?" No, that's not what happened.
Well, that would have been interesting, actually. But actually, what happened was we actually started back in 2019 when two different things were happening. One, we were helping with a concert series, and I got a chance to listen to a lot of different artists, emerging artists, aspiring artists. Some of them trying to get further ahead, but as they were trying to get further ahead, they kept saying, "I keep getting roadblocks. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do." At the same time, my husband, which to clarify, this is not my husband.
Everybody asks you that.
All the time.
Yes. My husband, Daryl, who is not on the camera right now, he works in the technical field and he deals with a lot of people who are more established, more further along in their music career.
Yes.
And when he got to talking to them as he serves them with the talents that he has, they would say things like, "Oh man, if I could share some of the things I've learned as I've gotten along in this journey." And so what was interesting is we, had the evening and we were talking about this, going, okay, so each party thinks that the other party doesn't want to either hear or learn. We need to stop this. We need to get them together. So literally, we got together in a cafe. We called some people who were more established in the field and said, let's have a panel discussion. We called some other people saying, you're trying to grow in the field, come and sit. And then we had a conversation, like we had a panel discussion where these, I'll say experts, I'll call them experts for now, were able to share their knowledge, and those who were aspiring were able to listen and then afterwards connect while at a cafe.
But was he there? Like, did you know him before?
So the
Okay, go ahead.
So the mysterious connection with this guy here was that this wonderful cafe had these tables where you can draw pictures. And being the little boy he is, he was drawing pictures. And I went, man, he's good.
So you didn't even go to the cafe knowing he was going to be there? You saw him drawing pictures at his own table?
That's it.
Look at God.
Literally. And then it was like, this guy's talented. We need him. We need some Brandon done. We need this. So we literally it was like, how do we swindle this guy in here?
And you didn't know that he was a Christian. You didn't know that he's actually written music and loved music and done music. I mean, I know Dale because we used to go to the same church together years ago, but still, really? I just have to say, look at God. Can you tell me what you're thinking?
Well, I was invited to come to this session that they were running, and I thought this is a great opportunity because ever since I was young, I've been into music and working with bands, decades of experience working on stage and off stage, behind the scenes with bands. And I heard this group getting together to talk about music. I thought, I love music. Let's go check it out. And yes, I was doodling, but I was listening.
Yeah, good boy.
My ADHD was hyper, but I was drawing, and I loved the idea, the concept of sharing information with up-and-coming artists, because I've got a passion for music and artists and the relationship and the journey. I really appreciate the journey from writing conceptually to arranging the songs to actually recording the songs to producing it and getting into that part of the artistic side of it. But when I sat in this session, I saw there was people from different walks of the industry. So there was producers and there was promoters. There were, so I thought, this is good. This is good. And then the conversation kind of leaned towards, they asked me to be more involved.
Yeah. And so now you consider her your boss.
She is my boss. She's my boss lady.
She's my boss lady.
That's
She
what I call
tells me
it.
where to show up,
Exactly.
and I just go.
But the great thing about it is like even before we got onto our videos, because of COVID, we had to kind of change plan. Before that, there was still like she saw in me. I go like I do radio, I do all this stuff. I've done acting, theater, all that kind of stuff. So she kind of gave me the mic.
Yes.
And so would you help us? Do the questionnaire kind of thing with these panelists. I said, sure, I'm in. And that's basically how it started.
Oh, well,
She
you
would
see,
say that, yeah.
God, but you're mentoring her in some areas, and
Yeah.
she's mentoring you in others.
Absolutely.
So, at least you have an appreciation for who each other is. I'm new to gospel music writing. I mean, I've always grown up singing in church and that kind of thing, which obviously and so it's just been a new thing. I actually didn't realize that you've only been something that's been going together since 2019,
Yeah.
right? So it really is relatively new, but I see you guys working so hard to be a service to the Christian industry, music industry, to be a service and to be connectors.
Yes.
But I can also understand how that could be very frustrating. Tell us about what's been kind of challenging and how it is that joy keeps you going and doing that. I mean, Dale, I know, is always up there and always, always there. He did work with kids, Joy Kids. That's what if you don't know from Dale's voice and the name, he used to be with Joy Kids, but he is a big kid at heart. But sometimes it gets hard to be serving, not God, but serving people that are Christians and serving people that you think it shouldn't be so hard to connect you. Tell us about that journey and how it is that, you keep saying, okay, but God has put me here. His joy is going to keep me here. I'm going to keep doing this for the kingdom.
Well, what does Scripture say about joy of the Lord is our
Strength.
Exactly. So that gives us the strength each day
Yeah.
to persevere. And so we have to rely on Christ for that joy. Not to come from the things we do,
Yeah.
but from God himself.
Yes.
So if we can find that peace, which I like to call that joy peace and knowing God is God,
Yeah.
then we can move forward in the strength, right?
And there are times, I'll admit, there are times we do get discouraged. There are times when I sit there and go, God, are you real? Like, am I doing the right thing? Are we totally out in left field here? Because, there are times because we're known as the best kept secret.
Yeah.
We don't want to be.
We don't want to be the secret. When people do get to know us, they're encouraging, going, keep doing what you're doing. Whatever it is, like you're filling a need, and we're so encouraged. And sometimes we have dreams. I'm a human.
Yeah.
So in my humanness, I'm thinking, I'm going to help all these people all at the same time, but sometimes it's only one.
Yeah.
And God is like showing me that if it's only the one, like if it's one at a time, it's like that story about the starfish,
Yeah.
Someone at the beach throwing the
throwing the
starfish.
starfish,
And it's like, how are you going to help all these starfish?
Yes.
Made a difference in that one.
Yes.
And I feel like when we talk to artists and industry people
Yes.
and give them a voice and not only give them an opportunity to share their voice, but let them know that they have our ears,
Yes.
and that they're worth hearing,
Yes.
and that they have value.
Yes.
That I think that is what's helping us go forward. And yes, there are times when God actually does intervene. There are times when I sit there and go, God, I'm so discouraged. I don't even know if I'm even going to continue this. I don't know what to do. And somewhere out of the blue, I still remember this, and I don't know if this lady's watching, but I remember being at a networking event. It was just a business networking event. And I wasn't even planning to do more than just listen to what was happening.
Yes.
And connect with some people, like shake hands and, this is who I'm from. And that's all I was expecting.
Yes.
And when we got to the networking portion, I shook hands with this lady that I had never, ever seen before. Never.
Yes.
I shook hands with her. And all of a sudden, she just started like, the Holy Spirit's all over you. I don't know what you do, but whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
Oh,
and
wow.
I just went, okay. Then she's like, what do you do? And so, but it was just kind of like, oh my, and it's little, and it's not the first time, but stuff like that, like incidences like that, divine appointments like that,
Divine appointments.
are the things that help us, or at least help me, keep going. You know, encouraging words when talking to artists,
Yeah.
and I meet with them again one-on-one.
Yes.
And one young lady that I recently spoke to she's dwelling in Montreal right now, and she's now beginning to help us administratively. But when I was talking to her, she goes, I'm a young artist, and asking me all these different questions, and I'm talking to her, and she goes, in one of our conversations, she says, what I get from GMI Hub is, I see you.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Because so many artists or people, and when I'm talking artists, I'm not just talking about the songwriters or the people that are out in front singing the gospel songs, but those people that are even behind them.
That's right.
That want to say, okay, I want to offer in video making. I want to offer in marketing. I want to offer in, and they want to even support people and feel like, oh, but nobody's seeing this person I see, and nobody's seeing, I love that idea of, I see you. It's one of the things that my husband even continues to say as he talks about, you know, those GMI Hub hub people, that it's just so cool what they're doing. And when we did the showcase and I was able to come and sing there and hear other people, and just, that's why I said you're connectors, because I love the idea of not only is it important for us to be seen and to be heard, but to be connected to the right people. And
That's right.
a lot of times connection only comes when you are seen. Like somebody wants to say, you need to meet this person because they've seen you, they've heard you. You need to meet that person because they've seen you, they've heard you. So it's exciting to know that even when you've been discouraged, God has been saying, I've got something for you. Keep going. This is what I want, you know?
Yes.
Dale, how do you feel about the artists that you meet? Like, what would be the message that you would tell them as you've been working this, and you've been connecting with people, to say, don't give up, hold on to your joy, God's got this for you, there's a reason for this, there's some, you know, what would you say?
I would say seek out the people around you that help support that what God has placed in your heart.
Yes.
You don't need to do it on your own.
Yeah.
There are people out there, as you were saying, that have certain strengths in certain areas. Maybe they're not an artist themselves, but they can do videos, or they can do social, or they can do emails, they can correspond on your behalf. If you can find those individuals with those talents and gifts, that'll be a load off you as an individual, because it's, you know, you don't have to do this on your own. Plus it's tiring, and and as an artist, I want to sing, and I want to do my music. I don't want to worry about all the other
things,
you know, as important as they are. So I think that I would advise them, find a team of people that will support you, and you don't have to feel that you're doing it all on your own. It can be really tiring, and a lot of unfortunate, talented people give up.
Yes.
Because they just don't think they're making the headway they wish.
I think that that's really important in the sense of, there's a lot of talented people that give up because support's important. And so this whole idea of, find the people around you that can support you.
Can I also say, add to that, I think the church needs to pick up the ball on this.
Okay.
Because they're there, the pastoral staff is there to help the flock and to be that. They need to encourage and be a supportive role in a musician's life.
Yes.
In every aspect, spiritually, credibility, and also lyrics. This may be a little bit weird, but I think we have to have accountability be about the lyrics we're writing.
Yes.
And if we have a mentor who is in the pastoral role, I've seen this done many times where they come and sit down and, okay, I'm writing a song. Is this doctrinally...
Is this true?
Is this it?
Does this align with the Word of God?
Yes,
So,
exactly.
I mean, and you should do your own research to make sure that is the case. But if you want to have some accountability in your music, talk to someone you trust in spiritual leadership that can help you with the lyrics.
I'm hearing you say that ministry in music is not just something that's by itself, but that it's an outcome of the growth of your own spiritual walk. So if you're writing music, if you're singing music, you want to share that with the body that you're part of. You want those people to mentor you and pour into you. As a GMI Hub, I know that you have been trying really hard to actually get support from churches, because you're saying, you know what, the artists, the musicians, the people are coming out of bodies. They're coming out of, flocks that are shepherd. They're coming out of you. What would you say that you need to help the GMI keep growing across the nation, you know. I'm sure that's your dream, right?
Yes.
Especially across Canadian artists, you're wanting to be able to go, we're wanting to partner with the church. We're wanting to partner. What is it that you would really like to see happen?
We would love to see the pillars come to life.
Unity, community, mentorship, and talent growth.
Say that again.
Unity, community, mentorship, and talent growth.
Those are the pillars of the GMI Hub. Did you hear it,
Yes.
everybody? Did you hear? Unity, community, mentorship, and talent growth. So if you are an artist that is looking for unity, people that are going to come alongside you because they believe what you believe, mentorship, people that are going to fill in the gap and help to show you how to keep moving forward, right? Community. Of course, we all want a family to be our musicians in. And talent growth, I know that I want my talent grown because I want excellence for the Lord, right? If you are looking for that, the GMI Hub is here for you. If people in the church are looking for that, the GMI Hub is here for you. How do you practically support people?
Wow.
Well, how many more minutes do we have?
Just a few.
Okay, so the short version is simply this. We still do our panel discussions on our YouTube channel. If you go to GMI Hub online on YouTube, you will see 165, I think, or 166. There's panel discussions. There's the other thing we do is artist showcases.
Yes.
All right, which you had the pleasure of being a part of.
And you feel like you're at a wonderful concert. I mean, the GMI Hub stuff is behind you. There are lights and cameras, good sound people. It's amazing.
Yes. And we do that purposely because that is, well, that's a gift from my husband because that's his realm. But he sees that happening everywhere else. And that's what people expect. It's a level of excellence in the industry that is expected. Why can't we do that
That's
too?
right. Yes. Yeah.
Actually, why can't we do more? Right? So we use the resources that we have with us, and we put on, an artist showcase, and that's because we want to answer to the people who say, we wish we had a place to play.
Right.
There it is.
But that's also experience that artists need.
Yeah,
What I call
more
stage
growth.
legs. They
That's
need an
the mentorship.
opportunity.
Yeah, and community.
Exactly.
Yes.
And we also do compilation CDs with artists that from all over Canada. And we've had actually from the Philippines. We've had submissions from the Philippines and from Ireland. So we were just really in England, sorry, as well. We're just really blessed to be able to give artists an opportunity to have a time, a place to put forth their music
And to
their
say,
talents.
we're joined together, and I've been published, I've been produced, and here we have this. Yes.
So the other thing, and one of the, some new things, I guess one of the new things we're doing is we're beginning to get seminars going.
Yes.
What we want to do is we want to do industry highlights. We had this with, we had the pleasure of having SOCAN with us, and we literally, and it was the first time we actually did this, we had a SOCAN representative come, we introduced them, and literally Dale and I went off the screen and let
them do the whole
SOCAN
show.
speak.
Yeah.
And people seemed to love it because they were hearing straight from the representative of SOCAN to say, this is all the stuff that we have to offer.
Yes.
If you want to see that episode, that is on our YouTube channel, right? And it's called SOCAN 101. And literally it was an introduction to the stuff that everyone knew, and then all the stuff that everyone did not know.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the important part. Yeah.
And then the questions, I said, well, if this is what SOCAN has to offer, what about the other industry leaders? What about the music distributors like DistroKid, CD Baby, and TuneCore? What about the music publishing companies? What about the other collectives like CRMMA and all the rest? Like, what?
And we talked about licensing and royalties and all that and a bag of chips. I mean, it's incredible.
Everything.
It's incredible.
So you are really serving people with all that they need to know, and it just keeps growing because there's so much to know, right?
And there's other things too. We're just talking about on the way here. It's like we never thought we'd be doing festivals, music festivals. We talked about maybe sometime down the road. We did our first, actually, did our first festival, and it went very well. And we're really happy and excited about what God's doing, because literally, it's like opportunities present themselves.
Yeah.
And if we're not ready to accept what God's got for us, then why are we doing this? We got to move forward.
I love that. I love that opportunities present themselves. And I think that that's what continues to feed our joy, where we're like, we don't know what we're doing. And sometimes, God, this is so uncomfortable, like the times you've wanted to give up. And then the opportunities come and God keeps going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And you saying, and if we're not ready, right?
Yes.
So one last thing before we go, what is the one thing that either of you want to say? And please tell us where people can find you again. But what's one word of encouragement in terms of, hey, you're in this, God's going to give you what you need, whatever it is. What would you like to say to those that are listening?
Well, lately we've had some news, breaking news regarding the award ceremonies in Ontario. Those of you not aware of it, Junos has dropped the Christian category, and maybe you could speak more of it. But
Of what they've done. Well, in short, the announcement has caused a lot of discouragement, because artists are going, now what do we do? Like,
And you're going to tell them, what do we do?
yeah.
we just feel that God has done it again, opened
That's
another
right.
door, another opportunity for us, and if we're not willing to move forward, it's not going to happen.
That's right.
So you want to tell everybody, keep moving forward.
Yeah,
Yes.
we've got some things in the works right now to put together our own awards ceremony.
Oh, that's sounding okay. So you heard it at Joy Connection first. That they've got some things.
This is the first.
So
public-
be listening and connect with the Gospel Music Industry Hub. You can reach Dale Boreland on Facebook. You can reach Cheryle Dueck on Facebook. You can reach them both on Instagram, or you can just go to the GMI Hub on Instagram or Facebook and make sure that you connect with them. This has been an exciting interview, and I just thank you for your time, because I do see the joy in you, and I'm having joy working, ministering. I've been blessed by your service and your ministry to me, so thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, that's awesome.
You're a blessing to us too.
Yes.
Thank you.
God bless you.
God bless you.